Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess. We've got our Easter ham here. By the time this video comes out, Easter will be gone, so that's going to be taken care of. I'm going to pull out these vegetable scrap bags. We're going to make some vegetable broth today. Pretty soon we're going to be getting to the cranberries and the grapes. We've got all kinds of good stuff in here yet to go. I still got a whole chicken in here. We're going to be making some dog treats with the pumpkin back there. I've got some cornbread saved to make stuffing with. And my husband pulled out some bacon for me to crisp up and render the fat off of. So this is the working freezer that we're working out of. And he's still got his fish up here he needs to do something with. So we're going to get in the kitchen and we're going to do something with all these vegetable scraps. So I've got a lot of vegetable scraps in here. It's mostly onion skins, but there's some carrots, broccoli, and other vegetables in there. I think there's some carrots as well. So we have about a gallon and a half of this. I really wanted to have 2 gallons to do it, but I'm starting to see frost form in the bag, so I want to get this taken care of. I'm going to rinse all this very thoroughly. We're going to get it in a pot and it's going to simmer for a few hours. I'll let you know at the end of the video how long I simmered it and how many jars of broth we got out of this. This is hashtag Freezer Cleanout 24, hosted by me, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. It is an open collaboration. It ends December the 30th. I will be doing a summary video around January the 2nd of 2025. Anybody can jump in on this. Make sure that you have friended my channel. Use the hashtag and tag me in the title and in the description box as well. And there is a playlist that you can also drop into your description box. Will give your viewers other channels to watch that are participating in this open collaboration. We want to share the information with everybody of what they're doing. So today we're going to be turning our vegetable scraps into a vegetable broth that we can and store on our shelves. So we're not wasting anything. We are actually saving food that would otherwise be thrown away. And I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you are. For years, I did not know that you could do this. So, you're going to need at least 6 to 7 cups of vegetable scraps. You want to use a little bit of olive oil to help release more of their flavors. For that recipe, you would use 8 cups of water. You would bring it to a boil for 5 minutes, lower your heat, and simmer at least 1 to 4 hours, covered and undisturbed, and then you would strain. You can add garlic and herbs of choice, salt and pepper. They suggested bay leaves, 2 bay leaves, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of peppercorn, and a half teaspoon of salt for that recipe. What can you use in this broth? You can use your onion ends, your onion skins, leftover herbs, carrot peels, broccoli stems, kale stems, squash skins, mushroom stems, celery ends, or just about any vegetable scrap you have. But I would omit anything that's starchy like potato skins, because then that's going to make your product cloudy. You want to ladle into your hot sterile jars 1-inch headspace. You're going to pressure can this according to your elevation. I'm using the 10 psi. Quarts for 25 minutes or pints for 20 minutes. Or you can freeze this. You would want to leave a 1-inch headspace on your jars if you decide to freeze this. So I was aiming for 2 gallon-sized bags of scraps. I had 1.5. That's okay. If you do 2 gallons of scraps, you should yield approximately 10 pints or 5 quarts of the broth. And for that amount, you would use 18 to 21 cups of water. Um, fresh herbs, if you have it, oregano is one that is recommended. Parsley is another one. So you just kind of pick and choose what you want to add. And you can also add in some tomatoes out of your garden, or you can use some of your canned tomatoes in this to make it a richer vegetable stock. So let's get in here and get started. Pardon my breakfast skillet in there. So I've got some celery pieces in here. I've got a lot of onion skins. I've got some carrots in here and broccoli. And that's pretty much what I have in this stock pot. So you want to make sure that it doesn't have any mold on it or anything like that. You want to use fresh. So we've got lots of fresh stuff in there, and we're going to put in about 1.5 gallons of water, and I'm going to put it on my stove. Make sure that's centered on my burner. Let me grab my gallon jug and we'll get some water in this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour my gallon in here, and I've got to get a 1/2 gallon of water. You want to make sure that your vegetables are pretty much covered with water. And I may need a little bit more than I'm saying. So that's pretty much going to cover my vegetables when I push down. So that's good. We're going to get this turned on a high heat. We want to get this to a boil. We're going to boil it for 5 minutes, then we're going to lower our heat and allow it to simmer for about 4 hours in order for all of the vegetables to release their juices and everything. Let me grab some herbs and we'll get that going really good. Okay, I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt. I've got some whole black peppercorns. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of those. I've got to get those transferred over to a glass jar. I haven't done it yet. I've got some dry oregano. I don't have fresh oregano. So I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of this. I think I'll just do 1 tablespoon. It's pretty strong. I've got some parsley. And we love parsley in anything. And parsley is such a good diuretic, among many other health benefits. So I'm just going to put some in my hand, like so, and dump it in there. So that's all my spices that I'm going to add. I may go grab a quart of tomatoes. I don't know yet. This is some garlic that I had in my refrigerator, and I'm going to throw the stem and all in there, the papery part and the whole cloves. So that's going in the pot. We're going to get this boiling, bring it to a simmer, then we're going to cover our pot and allow it to simmer for about 4 hours. You can go 1 to 4 hours depending on how long you want your broth to go. But the longer you go, the more robust your vegetable broth will be. Alright, I decided to pull out some of my Cherokee Purples. This is Cherokee Purple tomatoes that I canned. This is from 1021. I've got 2 quarts of these. I want to get them used up because vegetable season is coming and I'm going to be planting tons of tomatoes. I'm using 2 different things. Sometimes this one will work. It did. We're just going to get that poured over into our pot. Ooh, I'm making a mess. And sometimes I'll pull out this little one. if this one don't do it. And it did, and it popped. So we're going to get that down in the pot. That's going to increase the flavor of that broth. And that's going to empty a couple of jars off my canning shelf of tomatoes. So I'm going to give this a little stir. Just to get all those herbs and everything incorporated into the liquid. And we'll be back when this comes to a boil. I don't know what that is, but it's coming out of the pot. Oh, that's tomato. Silly me, silly me. Okay. So we got everything in there incorporated. Okay, we've reached the boiling stage. I'm going to go ahead and turn my burner down to a medium-low heat. We're going to let this go for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to cover our pot. And I'm going to throw in 2 bay leaves. So there they are. We're going to get them in there as well. All right, my timer just went off. And we've got a good simmer going. I'm just going to put that lid on the pot. I'm going to turn it down to almost low on my stove and allow this to simmer for 4 hours. All right, this has been going about 3 hours. I'm going to check it. I'm running out of time, so I need to get it done. But the longer you allow it to go, the better off it is. It's looking pretty good to me. It's looking like a broth ought to look. And you can see the vegetables have cooked down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these vegetables out of my broth, and then I'm going to strain it, and then I'll strain off any liquids that's left on my vegetables. So let me grab that bowl over here. And hopefully this works for me. We'll see. I've got a little bit of broth left in the other bowl that I'm going to have to strain. I have had my jars in some hot water, and we're going to get this ladled up into these jars. Y'all will notice that I did not put the olive oil in mine. The vegetables can be composted without the olive oil, so that is totally your preference as whether you put that olive oil in or not. This broth smells amazing, and I know exactly what's in there, and there's nothing harmful for my family. No additives, no preservatives. It's just vegetables and seasoning. Let me to get this next jar emptied out. And I'm going to move my plats out of the way. I can't remember if this canner holds 6 quarts or 7, but I pulled out 7 just in case I need it. I can always freeze it, throw it back in the freezer, or I can use it up. But whatever I can't can today will be refrigerated and probably canned tomorrow in another batch. If I have more than 7 quarts, I can always do them in pint jars as well and make more jars to fit my canner because you want at least 4 jars in your canner when you are canning according to the ball book. So we want to practice safe canning practices. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to go ahead and strain the rest of this because I want it hot. I don't want it to get too cold. Okay, so I have 7 quarts in my Presto canner. I'm going to apply the lid. First I'm going to check the peephole to make sure that it is clear. Then I'm going to apply my lid. I always grease my gasket and the edge of my canner. And that's how much I had left over, and this will go into my refrigerator or my freezer, and I'll use that first. I can use that for a small dish or something to flavor some vegetables with. It will be wonderful. This processed for 25 minutes because I have quarts in there. I allowed it to rest for about 45 minutes until this little button here pops down. This top should come off easily. So we're going to just twist it. And you want to lift away from your face, but I'm not going to take it completely off. I'm going to allow it to rest for another 5 minutes. Very, very hot. It's been 5 minutes. We're going to turn this lid away from us because there's still heat in that canner. And we're going to remove our quart-sized jars. That's what it looks like, folks. We're going to allow this to cool on our counter for 12 to 24 hours. Then we will remove the bands and check the seals, wash our jars, get them labeled, and get them into our pantry. So this is looking really, really good. Homemade vegetable broth from kitchen scraps. I have to switch arms because I have ankylosing spondylitis and sometimes it bothers me to lift. So we're just going to switch arms. And it is still boiling in those jars, y'all. This is an all-day project. If you have a day that you can spare, this is a great way to put some vegetable broth onto your pantry shelf and to save from wasting all those scrap vegetables. There they are, and they're pinging already. We love the sound of the pinging jars. That means they're sealing, and we're going to have some beautiful vegetable broth for many, many things in our house to eat. It will be yummy and delicious and will be giving us all those extra vegetable nutrients. This is hashtag Freezer Cleanout 24, hosted by me, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. This is an open collaboration. It ends December the 30th. I will be doing a summary video around January the 2nd for this open collaboration. All you have to do is put up your video, make sure you friend my channel, use the hashtag and tag me in the title and in the description box. There is also a playlist that you can attach to your video that will help others to find like content. And this is a wonderful collaboration. It's a great opportunity for you to grow your channel and get something done around your homestead that probably needs to be done anyway because garden season is already here. Y'all, I love canning. And not only am I canning today, I pulled out some homemade chicken noodle soup out of my freezer, and that's what's for supper. Thank you, friends, for watching, and may you be fully blessed.